He's attacking and defending well. Arios, the Arnold Nube has moved the three-man Highlanders. Is the favorite to take this just over the bar with the goalkeeper rooted to the line.
I think Dynamos are enjoying their game this afternoon.
Indeed.
They are in control, they are in charge, they are in the lead. So all they need to do is just to focus, remain concentrated, and avoid silly mistakes or making. They may also run the risk of having the game playing to their minds. They should just remain focused. They could probably get a goal and equalize matters here. But
all emotions, pale. And the referee plays on with Mavunga lying injured on the ground. A chance here for Highland. Lying on the ground, toying around with it, waiting for Mavunga to get up and get on with it. But the ref has finally blown to stop the game so that the young man can be attended to. But this is how it happened. I think the ref should have blown back then.
It was late.
Yeah, it was late and from behind. And
that was the pure incident.
Zovu did not touch the ball at all. He didn't touch the ball at all. And Arnold Nube missed it. You know that they're sitting pretty. 30 minutes played here at Rufaro. Dynamos leading by 1-0. A brilliant goal scored by their captain, Emmanuel Jalai.
But to retrieve the ball off the nets. And brilliant goal, streetwise goal by Dynamos.
Exactly, streetwise goal by the captain. The Highlanders fans still expectant. Here's a good-looking clearance coming in for Frank Agiman. Hammond picks up possession, being forced to go backwards. Jalai. Mkumbi. Taken up once again. It comes to Nkuli. A long effort and reasons, but two men are on him. Jalai has won the battle. And lovely play. Back to Jalai once again. There's Dimbare by the captain there.
The captain enjoying himself. Good play, fair play, Emmanuel Jalai. Playing the true captain's role. He's shining. And I think players in the Zimbabwean Premiership League, the shining beacons, not only within the Dynamos camp, but
I do hope that the selectors will take all this defensive work there by Agiman.
And another factor about Jalai, there's no drama about Jalai. He's one player who comes into the game to do the business of the day and then go home. There's never anything that you can say there's bad negativity around Emmanuel Jalai. A true leader, a true example of a footballer.
Being thwarted by Dynamos with the Guatizo. Back to Nyawa, dictating the pace in the middle of the park. Poor pass by Nyawa is taken up once again, but Mandivei is giving it away to Andrew Mbeba. Long ball on the far side looking for Neva Rauji. Rauji trying to work his way past his marker. Play continues. Shy, but today, first time, 12 minutes. Goal minder.
I thought he had the ball under control, but then he allowed the ball to slip through his fingers and allow Highlanders to take a shot at goal. But of course, he redeemed himself by blocking that very same ball.
Once again, Agiman full of running. Here is the Ghanaian. Looking for support, doesn't get it. Aside. Guatizo making a run, and in the end, Mafunga getting a rush of blood to his head.
An endless ball from Highlanders. And I think Highlanders are playing maybe not typical of them, the way they are trying to pump the long balls over the Dynamos defense. And those long balls are not finding their man. They have been stray passes. So Highlanders keep presenting us with more stray passes than Dynamos, and which is not Highlanders like. We know Highlanders is a slick passing team.
Pio has picked up possession. Kumbi very lucky that the ref is in a good mood. Arnold Nube. That was punishable by yellow card. Take a second chance once again. You look at that. That was so blatant.
He was beaten clean by Agmeyang, and then he wouldn't allow him to pass by pulling him back. Yeah, I think he's lucky to survive a card there. Lakmo Mutumbi.
Tago comes in. Gwenya loses it. Picked up by Andrew Mbewa, operating in the middle of the park. Oh, lovely stuff. Mbewa trying to find their rhythm. Another clearance. Here is Agyemang doing well to force the defender to face backwards. Across, headed towards goal, and the goalkeeper takes it away. Exactly, the Highlanders strikers, Reason Sibanda and Nyondo. But of course, Peter did as well as Brighton Ngube. Beats his marker, helped out by Peel. Peel to Rosengwen, offside. Good defensive work on the part of Highlanders to stop Gwatizo. And Oldendorfer with a clearance. Long one inside the area. They can't beat the Highlanders. It's a throw-in to Highlanders. De Jong was about to the chance once again. Punched away by the goalkeeper. That was a full-blooded effort. Jalai. Nyawa. Back to Jalai. And the ball runs into touch. Throwing to Highlanders with about 8 minutes to the Oranges. Good looking cross, but cleared away by Mandive. Taken down there by Rosengwenya for a free kick. This is the effort
from Nevarauji.
Yeah, Nevarauji
was from way outside the box.
We talked about him at the beginning of the match, that he's a player to watch. Good effort, good save by Tafire Mutsa. I think it's one of those. It's unfortunate that, look, Zimbabwe are fighting relegation, but I think they've come up with some brilliant players. The goalkeeper there surely should be part of the equation come the time to choose soccer stars alongside his captain Jalai.
Indeed. And Prince Tafire Mutsa has actually shown us what he can do between the sticks there. That shot that was taken from range by Nevarauji, it could have troubled any other goalkeeper. But Prince Tafire Mutsa showing us his pedigree there and parrying it away. But unfortunately, there was no taker for Highlanders to pounce on the rebound. But that was a good shot, Rauji. Good save, Prince Tafire Mutsa.
Yes, indeed. Tafire Mutsa responding positively. Here's a clearance coming in from goalkeeper Arios Banda. Headed back in the opposite direction, Nyondo. Wow! Highlanders with a second shot. Surely that should have gone in. But Reason Sibanda's effort was a bit feeble. As Dynamos are coming up once again. They're playing the ball through to Hammond, looking for space. It's picked up by Dembare to the far side. And Mavunga will find Pio. Gwenya picks up possession. Still in possession, Gwenya. To his captain, Jalai. It comes to the near side for Agyemang. He's got the tricks. Rides the tackle, brings in a cross. And miscued clearance goes out of play. Throw in to Dynamos. The Highlanders bench. Agent Sau,
one of the
prolific goal scorer in his time.
For Zimbabwe Saints, for the Warriors, and lately for Dynamos when he bounced back after having a stint in Germany. He bounced back into the local premiership and turned out for Dynamos, a team that he's playing against today.
Yes, indeed. Rosengwenya losing possession. Highlanders picking it up now in the middle of the park. Rauji looking upfield, shaping up to shoot. Mbewa trying a cross but fails. And it desperately tries to bring it in, and it goes out of play. And the Zimbabwe fans with a mock gesture. It is a throw-in to be taken by Gwatizo. the Highlanders fans up on their feet, trying to make sure their team does something before half-time. 3 minutes to the Oranges. 1-0. Dynamos in the lead. Emmanuel Jalai with a fantastic effort. As we look at this effort, Nyondo brought it down, and Sibanda straight at the goalkeeper.
He tried to sidestep it onto the far post, but
Yes.
he didn't have the direction. But the idea was good. The decision making was good.
But
it's only the execution that lacked.
Highlanders is now settled down. They've started asking questions now.
Yes, yeah. Dynamos are now on their back foot. Highlanders are pushing back and trying to get an equalizer before the halftime. If they do, it will actually be good. It will actually set us up for a very interesting and nail-biting second half. But if Dynamos will be happy to go to the halftime break as things are.
Here's a chance now for Leroy Mafunga to clear. It's a long one, plenty of height, no breath in it. Hammond fighting for that loose ball all by himself. It's easily taken away. Now it comes back to Highlanders. Jalai clearing under pressure, and this one goes out. Throw in to Highlanders. 2.5 minutes to the Oranges plus stoppage time. Beva, very versatile player, now turning out in midfield. Raushi controlling it well. Another one, of course, who should be part of the equation. And a tackle bringing down Mohamed. Surely somebody should get a yellow card by now. And the referee flashes his yellow card.
He was beaten clean. It was a late charge. And then, of course, he just put out his elbow and stopped Hammond,
Isaka Mohamed
from proceeding any further. Look at that. It was an elbow to his rib cage. Yeah, so it deserved a yellow card. Marvin Ativagoni there getting a yellow card for Highlanders.
Yeah, Ativagoni.
He was beaten clean. He was taken to the cleaners, but he had no option but to pull him back. But of course, he earns himself a yellow card.
Here's the set piece now taken short. Gwatidzo onto his left foot. Clips it forward. Highlanders are tight. Ativagoni's clearance. This one headed on by Nyondo, looking for Reason Sibanda. Controls it well, guides it backwards. Hatuagoni with a long deep cross, and this one finds no taker, but finally there's a Highlanders player who was trying to get a corner kick. 3 minutes of stoppage time. Yes, Dimbare continue to lead here by 1-0. Spectacular effort by Jalai. Agyemang. Find a way by the goalkeeper. It's Hammond. Tightly monitored. He wins possession. And the referee had to think twice. I was surprised that he was going to allow play to carry on.
The whistle came in late.
Very late.
We thought Highlanders did not get a free kick, and Dynamos were on the offensive, and rightly so. If the whistle doesn't blow, you keep playing. And the referee there, I think maybe took a second or two to make a decision, which eventually he did, awarding Highlanders a free kick.
And it was actually the correct decision.
But it took forever in coming.
Exactly. Free kick. Nkoli to take it. Dafremuza making sure his players are in the preordained positions. The long ball comes through. Dafremuza takes it away under the challenge of Andrew Mbeva. But he's given away possession so cheaply. Highlanders regained the ball, but again it's taken away by Ross Ngwenya, who's been very effective this afternoon. Ross Ngwenya for Dimbare. Neatly taken down there by Nkoli. Sibanda tightly monitored by Jalai, and Highlanders bringing down Emmanuel Jalai, the Dimbare captain and the goal scorer, and Arnold Ngube just going over to make sure that he's all right. This is how it all happened. Yeah. There was no intention to play the ball on that occasion. Look at that. Even Ageman had to evade a late tackle. Emmanuel Jalai.
Rizindov shown a yellow card. I think it's for dissent.
Yeah.
Because it's not Rizindov who was involved in that tackle. He was beaten clean by Jalai and left for dead. And then I think he said a few unsavory words for the referee. Because it was actually Marvin Spanda who had actually fouled Emmanuel Jalai. So Rizin Spanda there unreasonably getting a yellow card on behalf of Marvin Spanda. Marvin Spanda should be the one getting the yellow card there.
Exactly, and the referee again not following play correctly. It's possibly persistently talking to the referee, calling him names, and he ended up getting his name taken. Free kick.
And these are the unnecessary cards that you always count, that they'll come back and bite you. Because remember today we are not seeing Jaros Kasondo as well as Denver Mkamba for Dynamos, all due to accumulation of yellow cards.
Lemandivei. Free kick. Mandivei being very clever on that occasion, going down at the slightest hint of a touch. So it's going to be a clearance for Dynamos. And Tafire Mutsa just guiding his players. We've played the 3 minutes. And the referee blows to end the first 45 minutes in which Dynamos took the lead through their captain Emmanuel Jalai. And of course Andrew Mbeva still has a lot to say to the referee. It's all done deal. You can't continue to complain. You need to manage emotions. Go back to the dressing room and plan for the second half. But Joe, your thoughts of the first 45?
First 45 minutes have been very eventful. And I think also characteristics of this kind of a fixture between Highlanders and Dynamos. These are always fierce battles between the two teams. But at the moment we can say that the two teams started on the offensive. Dynamos had more dominance in the first half. First 10-15 minutes of the game, they showed their intent that they want to get this. Highlanders also crept their way back into the game. Later in the second half, in the first half, they also created their own chances. They troubled Christopher Musa 3 times. That could have happened anything. But all the same, Dynamos carried deserved 1-0 lead into the dressing room for the halftime break. But Highlanders are advised to keep focusing on their game. There's still a chance for an equalizer. There's still a chance to nick something out of this game. But I think Highlanders are better advised not to be distracted. Control their emotions, control their tempers, focus on the game. You can get something out of it.
Yes, of course. I hope they manage to do that. But they may have a small problem in that their coach is also a very emotional person. He's going to be complaining in the dressing room throughout. Look at him following the referees instead of planning for the second 45 minutes.
Then who's going to reason with the boys?
The referee is not going to change his mind. It's unfortunate. That's how football is. It's dogmatic.
So
but
now
somehow
we might see De Jong spending 10 minutes of the 15 minutes talking about the referee,
mourning about the decisions that were made,
talking about the tactics. How do we approach the second half?
Indeed, and let's now try to get down to the touchline for halftime analysis with Charles Senen Mabika, Achimundawa and Spencer Nyamazawa.
Halftime here in Mpiles, Rufaro Stadium. My way. Hey! What a game! What a game! First 45 minutes. Hansi vanunda wachingoti my way. I'm in the baba way. Baba way. Baba way. What a game! What a game, eh? What a game! First 45 minutes. The chances, the game, I think the possession, you'll agree with me, evenly balanced, but Dynamos are just there because of the goal that they've scored. And what a goal by Capo P, Emmanuel Jalai, 1-0 to Dimbare. But, ameno, kanawa beja, unovumirwa doubt about halftime. Visa bands mwanom dara because bora rakapenga. Right, the Battle of Zimbabwe Part 3. Dynamos 1, Highlanders 0. But it promises to be a cracking second half. Right, they are still here with me. One, the Manchester United supporter, Sparrow, Spencer Nyamazao, and the Werder Bremen supporter, Uche Atiford Mundawa. Let's start with Sparrow. Sparrow, What a game, what a game. 45 minutes.
What a game, good value for fans. I mean, the first 45 minutes were absolutely scintillating. I think both teams up to the task, living up to expectation. I mean, the first 15 minutes belonged to Dynamos, where they quickly got an early chance. They started knocking the ball around, and Highlanders responded well, also getting the ball up front. Unfortunately, in the final third, they're not very clinical, but I think this match is evenly balanced, and both teams taking each other. The match living up to expectation. Even the fans watching the game, they're enjoying everything. I think a good first half we watched this afternoon.
A good 45 minutes. Remember, the Sugar Boys are led by Genesis Mangombe Kaka, the head coach, waiting for Dimbare or Iboso. They are in the final yesterday, shocking the Panthers Moors at Ngoni Stadium by 2-0. And what a final that one promises to be, because the triangle triangle, a bad news, I tell you. But before we talk about the final, let's find out the views of Uche for the first 45 minutes.
Well, thank you so much, legendary. Like you say, this time I'll say Baba Wekan.
Yeah,
Baba Wekan.
it's better. When we don't go to my way.
Yeah, Baba Wekan.
Right.
What a match. I don't want to be a PR executive for this encounter, but if you are anywhere close in Harare, come and witness this in flesh and blood. What a fantastic display so far. The opening 20-30 minutes belonging to Dynamos. Highlanders took long to get into the groove, but pound for pound, action for action. What a match we have here, legendary.
Yep. And just to remind you, Sparrow, Spencer Nyamadzao, is focused a 1-0 win for Dynamos. So, Achirimom game. Uche is focused a 1-0 win for Highlanders. Well, in terms of 1-0, I tied a 1-0, but maybe it will be 2-1. Then it would be like 1-0. I don't know. Remember, I did not predict anything. Right, Sparrow. The Dynamos number 17, Frank Agamang, the Ghanaian, has done well. We thought that Jairus Kasondo, his absence was going to be sorely missed, but Agamang, who's come in to replace him, has done well so far.
I think Agamang even also proved me wrong. I mean, the way he's playing, he's covering the whole field. I think he's full of running, he's defending, he's holding the ball up front for the midfielders to come. I think he's putting a shift. He's done great well, as well as Ross Ngwenya, as well as Rio Mavunga. They also played beautiful football for Dynamos in the middle of the park. The captain Jalai is also leading from the front. I think even the goal he scored, I don't think he's ever scored a goal like that in his whole career.
He was even surprised himself.
He was even surprised. That was a beautiful, quick movement by Rossi to Jalai, and Jalai just finished off.
Yes, Jalai finishes off, and there we see it, the miracle goal there, Uche, coming from Kapopi.
Rightly so. You see, it was quickly taken and at a lightning rapidity. He let in that is Krima a volley for that matter. But I think credit should go to Vusangwenya for some quick thinking there. Before the defense settled, before they organized, they didn't know what did them. And the best the goalkeeper could do was to collect the ball from the nets.
Yeah, Ariel Sibanda Mangoi, he stretched himself to his elastic limit, but he could not get onto that one. This one, I think you'll agree with me, will go as one of the best goals ever scored at Rufaro this season. And we've got some of them, a couple of them, but this one should go in there amongst them.
Yeah, because legendary, if you look at the magnitude of the game, these are the biggest teams, and the coach was on the byline. I think he was actually trying to issue instructions to say, go do it this way, but the boys had other ideas. In our football lingo, call it ghetto style. Quick and fast at lightning rapidity, chop the pass. Highlanders were busy trying to organize them, and the ball was in the net.
Yes, it was in the net, but then Highlanders, not to be outdone, they had some moments, right, as we see Sparrow, moments coming there.
That's the quick free kick and the goal by Jalai.
That's the quick Vusangwenya quickly to Jalai.
Beautiful taken, and I think Jalai was quick, and he just took a shot which went past an experienced Eros Banda. But like you were mentioning today, Senen, the legendary, Highlanders did have a couple of chances. Recent Sibanda had a chance, as well as Nyondo. I mean, they could have bettered the game. They could have gone up 2-1 at halftime.
Even Andrew Mbeba, the captain.
Yes, they had 3 chances in the 16-yard box, which they failed to take. And I'm also give credit to Dynamos goalkeeper. He's been outstanding. He's been saving Dynamos week in, week out, and he's continuing doing that. But I must also mention the referee. I think he's overwhelmed by the occasion. Yes, he's not favoring anyone, but he's just playing bad calls. And I think he's not letting the game flow, or when he does stop the game, he's not giving cuts when he's supposed to be giving cuts. But I think he's overwhelmed by the occasion. Let's hope coming in the second half, he'll be able to handle the game well.
Yeah, that's what Sparrow is feeling as we take a look at the highlights. More highlights, Uche.
Yeah, more highlights of what transpired in the first half. Pinpoint accurate passing there by Highlanders, but somehow they failed, to feed the player was in, and Dynamos with that cross there, no takers again. One thing that has been outstanding about Dynamos is the left channel. They are using an overload via that left channel, and Leroy Mavunga, for me, he has been the tormentor in chief. Ross Vusangwenya, a box-to-box midfielder who has been giving Highlanders some anxious moments, but also to commend the legendary, the Dynamos goalkeeper, 2 crucial saves that he made there to keep Dynamos in the game. But Dynamos, for Highlanders, also CNN, they are over-complaining to the referee. Every whistle, they are over-complaining. They must just concentrate on the ball. Remember, we've played the first 45 minutes. The second 45 are coming, and anything can happen. Legendary, this is a thriller by any measure. This is a thriller by any standard. But Highlanders need to be careful of the left channel for Dynamos, where Leroy Mavunga has been, patrolling with support from Abel Gwatizo. Dynamos are overloading via that channel, and even if you see the yellow card for Highlanders, it came again via the left channel. So they need to be extremely careful, because Dynamos have been overusing that channel. Even that free kick, it was on that channel as well. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
It was on that channel where Abel Gwatizo and Leroy Mavunga are combining very, very well. Remember, Dynamos have won this tournament since it was started back in '65. They've won it 10 times. Of course, other winners there, including Rio Tinto, and including many other teams there. Yes, of course, Acadia United, one of the winners there back then, and so many others are winning that exciting tournament. Black Rhinos, again, featuring in a very exciting tournament back in 1987. But this one here, Highlanders hoping to make it number 9 at least in the final, but they've got to face over 10. That's 1-0 because they've won it 8 times. Sparrow. They are 2 behind Dynamos.
They are 2 behind Dynamos, and they are 1 goal behind Dynamos in this encounter. They have to come back. They are not strong in the middle of the park. I think Dynamos are bossing them in the middle of the park. They need to really get a good grip. Andrew Mbeba needs to step up his game in the middle of the park if Highlanders are to come back in the game. If you see, Pio is doing a great job in the middle of the park for Dynamos. He's carrying the ball, and Frank was managing to also hold the ball well up front for Dynamos. So I think Andrew Mbeba for Highlanders, for me, he's got to come strong. I think Nyondo and Sibanda, they need to also take the chances, the few chances that are coming their way to keep Highlanders in the game.
Yes, they call him Riz. That's Reason Sibanda. He had a glorious chance to make it 1-1. But I'm sure more chances are going to come his way in the second half. So, Uche, what does Pastor KK do in the second half?
Yeah, for Dynamos, legendary. What has been their measure and doing in the last 10 minutes, they were playing to the gallery, and that the matches of this nature and the magnitude have chance, you are gone. They need to be careful. They need to increase their margin of safety by scoring another goal. Then they will sail in comfortable waters, because a 1-0 margin is not that safe. So Dynamos need to stop playing to the gallery. They just need to continue with the military precision and get another goal.
Right, you had the views of Uche there. I've given him the cap of Pastor KK. Now, let's give Sparrow the cape of PJ. Yes, I've come up with the nickname. PJ, Peter de Jong. Yes, that's the new nickname of the Highlanders head coach. So every time, no, I'm not talking about PJ Powers, the singer. No. PJ, Peter de Jong for Iboso. What do you think he needs to do?
Well, I think first of all he needs to get his midfield right. I think he needs to get Sibanda and Mbeba to really click in the middle of the park. That's he also needs to get the wings to start tucking in, so to help the guys in the middle of the park, because they're overstretched. So the guys playing on the wide need to tuck in and assist the guys playing in the middle of the park. Up front, I think they need to continue putting pressure on Dynamos. I think Nyondo is doing a great job of holding the ball, but the guys are too far away from Nyondo. So whenever he holds the ball, the guys are too far away. They need to be closer to him.
That's right. Okay. So sit back now and enjoy the ride, because we are giving you the 45 minutes, the second 45 minutes. Here, Kumbiles, it's Dinamo Dimbare 1. Iboso nil. But what will be the score at the end of the 90? Well, we'll be talking to you then. Right now, let's cross back to DJ Stanley Katsande and Joseph Nkani. But let's go back to them now.
Come back to the second half here at Rufaro Stadium, where Dynamos are hosting Highlanders in the Chibuku Super Cup. The first half score was 1-0 in favor of the home side. As we see the two coaches there, Tekshua Chinyama and KK, Kelvin Kayindu, the one in a suit, discussing second half tactics. How will they do it? Let's wait and see. As Dynamos now will play from right to left, and the Highlanders will be playing from left to right. These are the substitutes, the likes of Chingwara and others. And the Highlanders will be led by their captain and goalkeeper Arios Banda, back on the field of play. And they will inform us of any changes that will have been made, but let's wait and see. But Neva Rauji taking a swig before joining the rest of the team. Let's see what Peter de Jong has said to his side for the second 45 minutes. It's not over until it's all over, Joe.
It's not over until it's all over. But I'll question the confidence that the Highlanders players might have after the halftime talk from their coach, who I think I would expect him to have calmed down his nerves, calm down the nerves of his players, and ask these players to remain focused and can salvage a goal out of this game, because they ended the first half strongly. They could have gotten a goal, and I think Dynamos also want to come into the second half trying to consolidate this match and possibly get a second goal. But we wait to see what the coaches briefed their respective teams in the halftime break. But still, anything is possible.
Anything is possible, of course, as the referee will soon get us underway. Changes will be taking place on the Highlanders bench. I think it's a triple change that features Melikaya Ngube and number 12 Tendai Muvuti, as well as just number 33 Benjamin Odiegan, the Nigerian youngster, born in 2006, 19 years old now, doing duty in Zimbabwe, came from Matabeleland South in Division 1. And that's the first change. Just number 9, Rizin Sbanda, calls it a day. And in comes Tendai Mufuti. And he will be operating from the left-hand side. Melikai Ngube will be coming in for Ativagoni Malvin. And he takes his place in the middle of the park. I think it's a good read by Peter de Jong, because Highlanders were dominated in the middle of the park by Ross Ngwenya, Pio Telmore, as well as Shadrach Nyawa. There is Ross Ngwenya already taking over. A free kick, saving Highlanders on that occasion. But of course, Ndlovu is claiming that I was elbowed.
Interesting substitution by de Jong, Stanley. If you look at it, he made substitute changes to all the departments in Highlanders. He took away a defender, he took away a midfielder, and he took away a striker. Is this maybe a sign of him trying to rejuvenate the entire team, give it a new DNA?
it could be the case. The Dynamos are having to defend here. Gwatizo clears his lines. Highlanders now will pick up possession. Poor pass. Nyawa Rosingwenya fails to play the ball and is taken away by Andrew Mbeva. Gwenya wins possession. Throw in to Highlanders. Andrew Mbeva to take it. Another throw. And the Highlanders will be taking it from the near side. Mbeva can take them long. Let's wait and see. We welcome those joining us for the first time. Dynamos lead by 1-0, and this is a chance, but taken away by the Dynamos goalkeeper. Confirmation of the changes. Melika Ngube coming in for Marvin Ativagoni. As the goalkeeper clears the ball downfield, looking for Hammond, who goes down. Still fighting for possession. Cleared away almost immediately by Mlochwa. The chance now for Hammond. Mlochwa clears once again. Nyawa takes it away to his captain, who turns back and finds Nyawa Shadrack. Comes to Gwatizo. Was very active in the first 45 minutes. Rosingwenya slips the throw back to Nyawa. Dynamos are now beginning to build up. Gwenya brought down once again, but referee says play on. Mbeva has picked up possession. Ball played through on the near side. Rauji gets past his marker. The cross looks good, and the chance once more, and what a miss. What a miss.
A glorious chance goes a begging for Highlanders. They crafted their way through into the box. Of course, Rosingwenya was impeded there. I thought that would have been a foul for Dynamo, a free kick for Dynamos. But Highlanders found their way into the box, but the hook was too much there, and then he shot off target. Benjamin there would be unhappy with himself, to the disappointment of many Highlanders fans. Another chance created by Highlanders. Maybe Highlanders starting the second half as they finish the first half. Well, hopefully they get something out of it.
Yeah, if they can do that, they'll certainly get something out of it. Good clear header. Yes, Pio. Massive clearance there by Andrew Mbeva. It's a Dynamos throw, who are leading here by 1-0. The agent Sau surely must have said something to the strikers. Felix Hammond chasing a loose ball. Tries to keep the ball in play, but fails in the end. Goal kick. Arios Banda to take it. Takes it quickly. Mlochwa. Fonzovu. And that one runs into touch. The throw quickly taken. Mlochwa once again posting a long one forward into enemy territory. This one will be taken away by Mavunga, but Andrew Mbeva is in the way. Pio beaten clean. Nyawa. The ball is taken to Emmanuel Jalai. Jalai trying to get around his marker. This one now runs kindly for Dimbare. It's Pio playing the ball into the area. A chance for Rosingwenya. Mavunga trying to come up with a curler. It's brought down. Nyawa back to Gwatizo, who turns away from his marker. Gwatizo fails to utilize the effort, and Felix Hammond was fast asleep, and the goal goes back to Arios Banda, who clears the danger. Mandivei. The referee says play on. Mandivei once again. It's Jalai posting a long one forward. And the Agyemang is chasing the loose ball, and this one has gone out of play, much to the chagrin of the Vietnam end, who thought that it would be a corner, but no. Goal kick quite correctly given by the referee Arnold Mue. Gwatidzo stopping play, picks up possession once again. Gwatidzo tightly monitored this time around, and Nyawa has been getting all the 50-50 loose balls. Here's Mlochwa, and he's chasing this one. He's giving it away to Mavunga. Pio. The Pio is giving it away. Now Highlanders can come through. That's a lovely pass. Danger for Dimbare as the cross comes in, but Fremutsa is good. Picks it up in the air, much to the relief of the Dynamos fans. Take a look at it again. Long one, good catch by the Dimbare goalminder. So authoritative in the air. There's Jalai once more. Heck down. And these Highlanders players must be careful. It's not the first time that they are coming up with late tackles. Arnold Mube.
And Jalai is in pain.
He's in pain.
It must have
at the
been
moment.
a crude tackle there. I think it really got into the bone. We hope it's not anything serious. You know, we don't want to lose Jalai to injury. Look at that. That was a chop.
He knew that, look, I can't let him go. It was cynical in my view.
And the way he's breathing in pain on
Yeah.
the ground there is definitely something painful on his left ankle. You don't want to lose Jalai. For a game of this stature, you want to see all the best skills on display, best talent on display. Look at the shot that he took there, nestling the ball from range. Ariel Spanda flying, but to no avail. Oh, pity to Ariel Spanda, but good going to Emmanuel Jalai. He's right there, justified to celebrate, pointing to his legion of fans, to the Dynamos family, and playing for the badge. Indeed, playing for the badge. Emmanuel Jalai.
There he is getting to his feet now. I'm sure he will first of all leave the field of play before rejoining, and he decides to use the far side end so that when he comes back, he doesn't have to travel long to take up his preordained position. 1-0, Dynamos in the lead. Free kick for Dimbare, right in the center circle because of that man, Emmanuel Jalai, who was hacked down and needed treatment to be able to continue. It's Mandive rolls it short on the near side for Gwatidzo, another useful player. Now this is a chance for Ross Ngwenya. Highlanders playing it dangerously. The ball is taken away, and Mbeva has gone down, presumably injured. And
Ronaldo
Ronald
is milking the situation there.
Gidiza Sibanda, another one who played for Zimbabwe Saints and Dynamos as well as Zimbabwe. I mean, if there was anybody, let's take a look at this.
Nah, come on,
Andrew
Andrew
Mbeva was
Mbeva. You're a
acting.
big boy. You're a big boy.
He was acting. He knows all about these things. Good header. Agemang taken away, and Highlanders regain possession. Here they come once again. This one into touch for a Dimbare throw. But of course, the young Highlanders midfielder disagrees. That is Melikai Ngube. We still wait to see Mason Mshore, one of the brightest prospects in the country. Nyawa lays it through for Mavunga. Drifts into the area, brings in a cross. Nobody home. Rauji can take it away. Too slow, Rauji. Pio has taken it away. Gwatidzo. Back to Pio. Mavunga once again, but well met there by Advan Zofu. Mandive in a tussle with Nyondo. Nyondo does well to find support on the far side. The Highlanders are now trying to come through. And what a miss. Oh dear.
You see, Highlanders are more threatening when they play the ball and exchange passes.
Exactly.
Unlike their long balls that end up being straight passes. But when Highlanders exchange passes, you can actually enjoy their play. But look, well, we are not Wesley De Jong to tell them what to do. But if they play and exchange passes like they did there, they can trouble Dynamos. And Dynamos will be happy with them playing the long balls, which eventually turn over possession into Dynamos' favor.
Throw in once again, Mbeba to take it. This one is headed away, but not quite. That effort is wild. Out into the crowd. Darlington Mkuli. He knows that he should have done better.
And Dynamos will be aiming to get their third consecutive Chibuku Cup if they proceed to the final where they will meet Triangle. And if they do, they will actually own the trophy after having won it 3 times in a row. And in fact, Dynamos have actually dominated the Chibuku Cup since its return in 2014.
Another whistle by the ref. Free kick to Highlanders as we approach the half-hour mark.
And Highlanders themselves won the Chibuku Super Cup trophy in 2019 after they beat Ngezi by 1-0. And Dynamos won it 2023, beating Ngezi Platinum by 2-0. Dynamos won it again in 2024 last year, 4-2 on penalties after ending 1-1 on extra time together when they played Ngezi Platinum. So Ngezi Platinum have been doing well again, in the Super Cup. They've been into the 2 successive finals, meeting Dynamos, but falling to Dynamos.
Yes, indeed, as now Pio loses possession. Highlanders beginning to fasten some good-looking passes. Here's Gwatizo. Plays it down the line. And Mafunga a bit too far. And easily taken away. Rauji. Mkuli. Playing it backwards. Agyemang forces the ball out of play. Pio quickly takes possession. He couldn't control it. Finally taken away. Jalai is fighting for possession. Highlanders doing well, passing the ball around as their crowd comes alive. Here's Mbeba. Andrew Mbeba looking upfield. Mandivei clears the danger. Ross Ngwenya on the other side, fighting for possession. It's a Dynamos throw. End-to-end stuff now. And out of your picture, Timbare would like to make a change. Out comes Ross Ngwenya. In comes Lot Chiwunga, the defensive midfielder. Looks like Kelvin Kaindo would like to shut shop and throw away the key, because Chiwunga plays a defensive role, and Ngwenya lifts the field of play through the nearest exit point, as he has to walk all the way around. It gives him an opportunity to meet some of his fans, and when Dynamos is leading, they'll always have pleasantries to say to you. Here's a chance once again by Chiwunga. Slips it through on the far side. Agyemang racing into the area. Brings in a good looking cross. Oh, hits the bar! Oh, I can't believe this. My goodness me.
Frantic moments, goal line scramble, but eventually the ball flies away. Atandov in pain.
He is in pain. The commotion that took place there certainly ended up with the Highlanders defender picking up an injury. But Agyemang, my goodness me. Hammond hooked it onto the bar with goalkeeper completely beaten. Yeah, they were both going for the same ball. Definitely Highlanders surviving on that occasion. Frank?
Timely clearance and intervention from Athan Glover there.
Yes.
Yeah, he took one for the team. Yeah, his clearance there and the late charge from Leroy Mavunga. Oh, Highlanders.
Now there are some fans singing in green. And if you're in the Highlanders camp, but Dynamos themselves have no shortage of fans. Peter de Jong, as expected, trying to show everybody that he knows football better than anyone else.
Very unnecessary, Peter de Jong. I think he needs to manage his temper. Yeah, we may say maybe parental guidance advised on Coach Wesley de Jong there. I think he's very animated, he's very insightful. He can actually incite his players, and we don't need that in the game. Yeah, he needs to control his temper, his mood, and his emotions.
Corner kick to Dynamos. Dynamos in the lead. It. Agemang once again brings down a Highlanders player. Free kick. And out of your picture, Atanjovu is on the ball now. Frank Agemang gets the return pass. This is Chiwonga. Playing it through to Pio, who turns in field. Back to Chiwonga, dictating the pace. Telmo Pio to Nyawa, who now lays it to the near side for Ebo Gwatizo. Gwatizo looking for Pio once again, but good marking there from Highlanders. And this time around, Nyawa will make sure it goes out of play for a throw in to Highlanders. And you can see that Highlanders with a clean catch times before dropping it. And plays it to Nyawa. Ball played through for Pio. Telmo Pio stays on his feet. Jalai. Hey. Goes down and finally brought down again. And Mufuti, the culprit. Free kick to Dynamos. You can see Jalai has got one advantage, low center of gravity. When he falls, he gets up almost immediately.
And he's very industrious. I mean, Jalai is a workhorse. Not only is he good with the ball to his feet, but his industry, you can actually tell that he plays with passion, he plays with energy, and he plays with...
Marked on the blind side. If he can float this one, it might be... He was completely unmarked. Hammond. Here is Ebo Gwatizo. Nyawa. Playing it to his captain, Emmanuel Jalai. So the free kick.
But I thought the referee would have allowed play to go on because the Highlanders were in possession of the ball and they were actually on the offensive. So maybe another wrong call on the part of the referee.
Maybe that's why their coach was complaining to say he's not playing the advantage rule correctly. Blocho now spotting the ball carefully for a free kick from deep inside the Highlanders half. It's a long one into NM impeded. Never Auji, just number 21, goals it a day, and in comes Prince Ndlovu. I would have thought that, look, Prince Ndlovu and Never Auji should be allowed to play together because there is a real chance that they can take control of the midfield.
Yeah, I agree with you, Stanley. They are two creative players. They know what to do when they have the ball to their feet. But, well, we don't know what Henry's manpower. But for Prince Tafire Musa Jong, I think his theatrics may also be a distraction on the part of his boys. But we wait to see what the tactical change to come in and see what they can do for the second half. There's still time to salvage the game.
Yes, 3 minutes to the 90. The Highlanders have been attacking and attacking. And there is a youngster. Feremuza is up and about and is just sprucing himself up. They was trying to steal 1 or 2 yards from the referee. Yeah, it's good to see people bringing their children. Clears the long ball forward. Nyawa guided it backwards. And Hammond caught offside. Him. Blocho returns the face to close them down. This is a good looking cross. Is there? Highlanders have found the equalizer.
De Jong gesturing to the animated and is giving a shut up sign to the Dynamos bench. Well, fine, we can't dispute that that Highlanders have